Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you 6 important shading techniques. The first method is tonal. This is most easiest method in shading in which the beginners can learn easily. Usually beginners will start in this method and later they will learn all other methods. In this method, we will start from a place and goes from light to dark or dark to light. I will suggest the beginners to shade from a single direction because it will be so easy to learn the shading and the tonal grades. So next I am going to draw a nose so you could notice how the shading appears in an object. So first we want to shade the light grade. I'm using an 2B pencil, so I'm just controlling the pen pressure to achieving the light and dark results. Then add the dark layer so it could be so realistic. Always realistic artist will suggest tonal, and the next method is which I'm going to show you. Next method is smudging. This is very similar method to the tonal, but in this method we will use a blending tool to blend the shade, and again we will add another layer if it necessary. Here I am just shading from a direction dark to light. So this is very similar and I am just going to blend it with a blending tool. So here I am using a blending stump for blending. Here I am just starting with the light grade pencil, then I want to add the dark tones. So I am using a 2B pencil to add the dark tones and next 4B pencil. I am just blending and again adding the next layer so it could be more realistic. Always the realistic artist will recommend this method so it will be so easy to bring out the realistic skin tones. Next method is hatching. This is one of the easiest methods for beginners in which we can draw still lifes and other portraits too. But if we draw portraits in this method, it will not look realistic, but it will feel better than realistic art. If you want to try it out, just follow the steps which have been said here. The hatching is none other than drawing lines from a direction. It could be any direction as you want, but it could be all the lines want to be in the same direction. I'm drawing a nose so you could understand how we want to shade using hatching. This is cross hatching. So in this method we want to hatch first, then again we want to cross hatch it. This is one of my favorite method to practice because I didn't done any official art using cross hatching, but I will always use cross hatching for practicing because it will be very easy to follow. But before starting doing portraits or anything using cross hatching, you want to practice a lot of the shading techniques because it will be so helpful. Always use the basic shapes for practicing so it will be easy for you to understand how the directions should be maintained. The next method is scrumbling. This is one of the funniest and one of the most unused drawing method or shading technique in which we will use the random circles or continuous random circles to occupy the space or shading. So you want to start from a place, and usually artists will not use this technique in drawing the skin tones, but we will use it when drawing the hairs or fur of any animals. So this will be so helpful to you to draw the animal fur or human hairs. So practice it. It will be so helpful for you. I'm just drawing the nose using this technique This will be so funny. So if you are an comic artist or an doodle artist, it will be so helpful for you. Then the next method is stripling. In this stripling technique, we want to use dots to represent the shade. We want to draw the dots from light to dark tone so it could represent a shading. I'll promise you friend, this technique is the most painful technique because you want to take off your wrist every time to draw a single dot. So if you want to turn an art with this technique, draw it with a complex art. I'm just kidding, so don't draw it with a complex art, just try it out with a small art so it would be easy to you to learn this technique. Then leave a comment if you want me to draw anything in my upcoming videos or if you want any tutorials like this. Then if you are new to the channel, please subscribe and join with my lovely YouTube family. Then thanks for watching.